there are these mass arrests, and it gets huge national attention. And then shortly after that, the legal case is heating up, and Martin Luther King is going on trial. Can we kind of move through the legal proceedings? What was of course, there was the strategy of the boycott, but then there's also this legal battle going on. And the bus boycott is eventually going to end when they win the legal battle. So, what did that legal battle look like, and maybe how did that unfold over the ensuing months of the boycott?
I think it's very important to understand that the Black freedom struggle is typically fought on various terrains, on various in various ways, and that the law and constitution fighting that particular kind of battle is part of a legal insurgency, and so the issue in Montgomery is the constitutionality of the Jim Crow statutes, and so the case, the law case, is all about trying to get the courts to establish the unconstitutionality of these statutes, which mandate Jim Crow segregation on these buses. And so the big African American lawyer who was huge in this is a guy named Fred Gray, who helps to lead sort of the legal insurgency and works hand in glove with NAACP lawyers and stuff. And so that struggle proceeds in tandem with sort of the on the ground sort of social insurgency. So you have a legal insurgency which goes into court trying to get the statute itself declared illegal, unconstitutional. Then you have the people on the ground fighting it, trying to get it, show that it's ineffective and wrong. And so you have a legal insurgency and you have a social political insurgency, and they actually play off of one another. And there's a district court ruling, I think, a few months into the bus boycott, which rules in favor of the Montgomery Improvement Association, of a small group of people who actually are they filed a suit. They're named in the suit. And then, as you mentioned, in November, when the Supreme Court rules in their favor, that is sort of the moment where they actually call off the boycott, and they declare that the boycott has actually won because the constitutional victory has been won. And so, she's Rosa Parks, December 1st, 1955. And I think the case, Gale v. Browder, or I think is decided in November of the following year. And so shortly after that's decided in their favor, King and the rest of the Montgomery Improvement Association vote to end the boycott because the victory has been won. But I think victory had been won on the streets as well, because bus ridership was down. Black people had shown that they could hang together and fight. And then so one of the ways I like to think about it is how the social insurgency or the on the ground struggle works hand in glove with sort of the more legal insurgency. And so I think it's very important, I think, to understand that the role of lawyers in the movement is often central. I mean, you have them crucial in the Brown v. Board decision, but they see themselves as part of a larger legal insurgency. Charles Hamilton Houston, sort of pioneering African American legal activist lawyer, helped to create the NAACP Legal Defense Fund and all of that, talked about lawyers as social engineers. And I think this is a vision that shaped the careers of people like Thurgood Marshall, Oliver Hill, Robert Carter, a lot of this generation of black lawyers who committed themselves to sort of like the law as, how can we use the law as a medium or a place of social change. Mm-hmm. And so I think that's the vision that inspired sort of Fred Gray and those who were fighting to, have the statute in Montgomery declared unconstitutional. And so when that victory comes down, it's a victory not only for the legal insurgency, but for the social insurgency that is very much interactive with sort of the legal insurgency.